Hey, what's up everybody? Hope you are doing great today. This is Hassan from Bixband. Today we are learning how to create this visual. And without further ado, let's get started. Welcome back. If you want to download those assets, please check the links in the description. And a bonus for this video, you can share your artwork in our Facebook group. Again, links in the description, and I will give you my feedback to how to make it better and take it to the next level. So let's start. Welcome to the screen record. Now let's create our new file by hitting Ctrl+N. We have this new menu. We are going to do this visual for Instagram, so let's make the width 1080 pixels. Same will be in the height. Resolution will be 72 pixels per inch for anything that will be displayed on screen. The color mode will be RGB, so let's hit create. Now let's start by adding our first image, which is the girl. From the up menu, let's go to file, place embedded. Let's choose the schoolgirl photo. Let's position however we want. Maybe let's flip it horizontally by right clicking, choose flip horizontal, make it a little bit smaller, hit OK. We are going to change the position a lot more along the way. Let's make the background. Let's choose the background layer. Go to the adjustment layers, click once, choose the solid color, choose color closer to the color of her bag. Okay, maybe a little bit darker and a little bit saturated. What is good about this technique that you can change it anytime you want if you didn't like the color. Okay, now let's create a new empty layer by hitting this plus icon here. We are going to add some glow to the background. Let's hit B for the brush tool, hold Alt to get this eyedropper tool, click on the color of the background. Let's double click on the foreground color, change it a bit, move it down in the hue, move it up in the saturation and lightness, and let's hit OK. Let's make the brush bigger by holding Alt and right mouse button. Okay, now let's make sure the opacity is 5%, the flow is 100%. Right click, make sure the hardness is 0%. Sorry. Let's start brushing. Yes. Okay, let's add another color. Double click on the foreground, change the hue a bit, move it up lighter and more saturated, hit OK, start adding some color. Now we will start to see some of the glow. Again, double click on the foreground color, move the hue down a bit, move it up lighter and saturated, give it another stroke. Yes. Double click again, move the hue a little bit, move it up lighter. Okay, I think this is good. What is really cool about this technique, guys, that it is making the background more dynamic by the changing of color and making the glowing effect in the background more saturated and more natural. Let's continue. The glowing effect is looking good, and what is good also, the gradient or change of color between the violet or purple here at the corner and this cyan color at the center. Now let's create new layer, empty layer, B for the brush tool, make sure the foreground color is white, make the opacity 100%, make the brush a little bit bigger, give it one click. Yes, maybe a little bit this is too big. Let's make the brush smaller again by holding Alt and right mouse button. Give it one click, change the blending mode to soft light, hit enter to confirm, reduce the opacity a little bit. Okay, let's see before and after. Okay, I think this is good. Now let's group all those 3 layers. Don't forget to group your layers and organize your file, especially if you are sharing the open file with a coworker or with the client. Let's continue. First of all, choose the first layer, hold shift, click on the last layer. Now all the layers in between are selected. Hit Ctrl plus G to group them. Let's call it background. Okay, now let's add the book. Go to File from top menu, Place Embedded, choose the book image, position it. Okay, I think this is maybe good, maybe a little bit bigger. Okay, by making the girl smaller and the book bigger, we are making the composition more dynamic and interesting to grab the viewer's eye. Let's reposition the girl to be like this and maybe a little bit smaller. If you want to scale it up or down, hit Ctrl plus T to have this bounding box and start scaling the girl however you want. Before we continue, this channel is dedicated for junior designers who are searching for their first job or mid-weight designers who are aspiring to get a better job. Okay, now let's add another element. Go to File, Place Embedded, choose the disk image. Yes, make it a little bit smaller. Right click, flip horizontal, hit enter, move it below the schoolgirl layer, position it. I think this is good. Now let's start. First of all, choose the book layer. This technique might not be useful on simple designs, but if you have a Photoshop file with 200 layers or maybe 300, this technique will save you a massive amount of time. How we can do this? We can do this manually by in the layer panel here, choose the book layer, or much easier and much professional technique is first of all choose V for V tool. Make sure this auto select is unchecked, hold Ctrl and click on the layer or the object or the subject you want to choose. Okay, now guys, it is chosen automatically. Now let's change the cover color of the book to something similar or closer to the colors we have in the background. How we can do this? After choosing the layer, hit Ctrl plus U to open this hue saturation panel. Let's change the hue a bit. Okay, now we want something closer to the violet here. Try to control your colors in the artwork, especially if you are a beginner. Try to stick to 2 colors, maybe 3 colors, and once you have a full understanding of the color theory, now you have the creative freedom to use the colors however you want. I think this violet color is good. Maybe increase the saturation a bit, maybe go a little bit with the lightness, minus plus 19 in the saturation and minus 7 in the lightness will be good. Let's hit OK. That's it for today guys. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and thank you.